Good morning and greetings on Wednesday, the 12th of August, from the Northumbrian coast. It's a rather damp and misty morning, the first day in many days that I haven't been able to see the sea when I looked out of my window on getting up. And so we'll see what sort of a day it brings. But even here in Northumberland, we do sometimes have damp and drizzly mornings. There aren't any saints' days today. We have 3 tomorrow, but it's one of those days in between when we don't have any. And we have quite a complex little gospel to look at, because Jesus is talking about disputes, things going wrong in the Christian community. And he says things like, if someone has done something wrong, go and speak with them by yourself in private. And if he listens, you've got it sorted. And if he doesn't, take 1 or 2 others with you, because that's important. And then if he refuses to listen to these, speak to the community and treat them like a Gentile, a pagan, or a tax collector. And it sounds quite extreme, doesn't it? Cast them out. And I always thought this is quite harsh, but then I remembered how Jesus treated tax collectors and pagans. And the interesting thing is that for him, tax collectors and pagans were above all still the children of God, above all still worthy of respect, and above all potentially still people who could be part of the family, the community of God, because they were still children of God. And I think that's quite important for us when we look at people who are different. The thing is, it's sometimes easy to push them away. They're so different from us. And that may be people with different political opinions, and I can be guilty of that, certainly. It may be people of different races, and many of us can be guilty of that. And it may be people who come to us in difficult situations, like immigrants and asylum seekers and things like that. And part of the thing is to build a wall. And of course, Jesus, although he uses this phrase here, in the way in which he deals with people, doesn't build that wall. Because the Gentiles and the tax collectors were those who would eventually be welcomed into the community of the church and into the fellowship of the gospel. If Christianity had remained simply a Jewish sect, it would probably be a very small sect somewhere in the Middle East now. But it's because it was open to people who would have been outside the normal boundaries. It grew and developed into the world-changing faith that it is. There's one other phrase that always comes to mind in this gospel. It's right at the end. When 2 or 3 are gathered, excuse me, I need my glasses. When 2 or 3 are met in my name, I am there in the midst. It's worth remembering that when we form a community with 1 or 2 other people, even with only 1 or 2 other people, there is an enhancing of that sense of fellowship and of unity in Christ. I'm praying this morning in this room by myself, but I'm also praying with you. I'm praying alone in this room, but I'm part of a bigger community. And I think that's important. And that community is also enhanced by the physical presence of others. And one of the things that has been difficult about this whole 100 and whatever days it is now since COVID caused such changes in our society is that, particularly for some people, the loss of community and fellowship has been very severe, and people's mental health and physical well-being have been affected. So we must do all we can to build, sustain, and to enhance community, because community is one of the areas where we meet with and experience the love of God. May God bless us.